Hello, I'm Dr. Verna Ruffin, owner of Verna Ruffin Executive Consultant. Today, I began what I hope will be a series of conversations with you about leadership, superintendents, assistant superintendents, principals, assistant principals, aspiring administrators, teachers who are seeking ways to continue to develop and to contribute towards the lives and improvement of education for all students. I have been in education for over 48 years. When I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit different, I wondered what might that be and how may I be able to continue to live within my purpose and helping others to have a very rich career like I am having and like I have had. It's very important to me to give back. And if these conversations help you in any way, I sincerely hope that you will reach out, that you will continue to learn, and you will continue to develop. 48 years brings a lot of different perspectives, anywhere from anything that occurred between 1975 to the very present. And of course, looking forward to what the next several decades are going to bring, as I do believe there's turning points within the educational system. Lots of challenges, but challenges have always been there. I think that the key and the solution resides within us, resides within you, and I certainly hope that as a consultant, I will be able to help you. Today marks the beginning of that conversation, and I'd like to talk about leadership. I'd like to talk about leadership in the 21st century, and particularly I'd like to talk about leadership in 2025 and beyond, because I believe that while those bring about some unique challenges, they bring about unique opportunities for you as an aspiring leader or as a current leader to be able to benefit and also to take those learnings that you have and make them impactful in the lives of the children and the teachers and the communities that you serve. We are in January. We are in the middle of January. The month has gone by very, very quickly. We welcome 2025 in, and now we're in the middle of the month. It is indeed a time where people are searching nationwide for aspiring leaders and for the leaders for that next part of their journey, whether it's a district or a school. We're certainly into a season where superintendents are being sought nationwide, and they're being sought to take over districts that are going to promote the best interest of all children at a time that's still very uncertain. You hear a lot of the conversations politically, whether or not there's going to be an existing Department of Education on the national level, and whether or not that's going to impact funding, and if it's going to impact your school district, if it's going to impact all of the states or some of the states, or will some of the states be impacted more than others? Will it affect our title funding, and how will it affect our budgets? And leaders are contemplating ways that they're going to be leading during this time of uncertainty, but it can also be a time of innovation and creativity, because as we manage budgets, or as we continue to look at some of the disparities that exist nationwide and district-wide and community-wide, we are faced with challenges that we as leaders, as superintendents, as aspiring superintendents, you're going to have to work through. And it's important to know that you're not alone in doing that. I think that just as CEOs of top companies have coaches and they have consultants, I think it's imperative that we start shifting the way that we think in education and not shy away from the fact that we too need someone to help us to not manage the district on our behalf, but certainly someone who can be a sounding board, someone who is a thought partner. And I sincerely believe that people that have walked in your shoes, or people that have actually done that work, are equipped to be able to help you, to guide you, to coach, and to mentor along the way. So whether it is going to be making tough decisions around budgets or making some strategic plans that will impact your students and your staff over multiple years, I think that it's important to know the value of executive coaching and how executive coaching can assist you. So let's talk a little bit about this time of the year. This time of the year, there are many applications, many districts advertising vacancies for superintendencies. And also what happens as a result of that is sometimes superintendencies are also looking at senior cabinet members to bring in to join with them as they contemplate what the future will look like for them, whether it's in curriculum and instruction, instructional leadership, in finance, in budgeting, in accountability, in student achievement, and student data, whether you're looking at community engagement or you're looking at student voice or you're looking at portrait of a graduate. Those are all ways that you could benefit by connecting with someone who's walked in those shoes, done that work successfully with a proven track record, and someone that you can trust to be able to talk with even when things are going really well, and certainly when things are challenging or you need to make certain that you're hearing yourself think through a very complicated or complex problem. So here we are. You may be looking for your next superintendency or your next principal job, or you might be a teacher and you're looking at ways that you can continue to teach, but you want to impact students more, you want to impact your colleagues more, you want to make a difference. You may not necessarily want to change careers, but you definitely feel the draw to be able to do more, to be more within your profession, to share your expertise. And I think that's so important. Not everyone is going to be a superintendent, but everyone may want to contribute more and share their expertise wherever they are. These are some of the ways that an educational consultant and an executive consultant can help you. During this time, you'll see vacancies across the nation for superintendent vacancies. Many of those jobs will be advertised either by a search firm or by the board themselves. And they're seeking an innovative leader. They're seeking a visionary. They're seeking someone who has previous experience and successful experience as a superintendent. But the truth of the matter is there may not be enough superintendents that are currently willing to still be a superintendent, or they may not want to be a superintendent anymore. And there are times when districts will not be able to hire an experienced superintendent, and they may hire someone with little to no experience either at the central office or little to no experience as serving in that seat as the top member of the district. And being a CEO of a company is serious business and should definitely be taken very seriously, because the decisions that one makes at that level impacts not only the people around them, it impacts people that are in classrooms and people in communities and people across the nation in multiple ways. I've recently had the opportunity to connect with some of my former students that I taught many years ago. Some of them have actually retired by now, and I've had the awesome opportunity to dialogue with some of them because they've shared their story of how that impact occurred at the classroom level. It was really motivational for me and inspirational for me to hear them express how while they may not have continued in the performing arts and they may not continue to play as a musician in a band or in an orchestra or a choir, what they have done, it's impacted their careers in various fields that they've taken part in or they've established a career in. It's impacted their families. It's impacted the way that they were such a great group of students and they were able to form relationships and bonds that exist even today. And that's because of a teacher. And I think that superintendents, when they become superintendents, still need to be that teacher, because people are looking at you. People are expecting to learn something as a result of your behavior or as a result of your actions or non-actions. They learn from that. They remember that. Even if you're not thinking about it as a lesson, I think that as a leader within a district, as a leader, people are looking at what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what your success rate is. And even when it's not successful, people are looking at how they could still learn lessons from what you have taught them, what you've been through, or how you're going to be able to continue to evolve and develop as a result of that. So it's really, I consider it the best job in the world, because you have an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of people. And that is so important. So going back to my original comment in terms of this is the time when people are looking for innovative leaders. They're looking for their superintendent to lead a school district. Some may be looking for an experienced superintendent. Some may find an experienced superintendent. Many will not find an experienced superintendent ready, willing at that time to go to the district, and they may hire someone with little to no experience as a CEO, little to no experience as a superintendent. I think that's when we value the power of networks and connectivity. I offer to you, as Verna Ruffin Executive Consultant, an opportunity to connect, an opportunity to learn from someone who's actually worked in that role, who's actually been in that seat for approximately 10 years, and someone who's absolutely been through some of the challenges that you may be facing and have some of the recommendations and solutions that may help you so that you can really grow in the area that you aspire, so you can make a difference in the lives of all children. I remain committed to that work. If you're looking for a superintendent's position, and now is the time to pay attention to the vacancies that are occurring across the nation. But I also want you to be aware that you should not apply to every single position that you see. It is critically important that your values, your work ethic, your commitment, your ability to lead is matched to the community that you're going to serve. You really should take your time in examining the profile that community members, parents, and students at the board are looking for in their next leader. You need to examine that very carefully before you apply for a job, because you're not just applying for any job. You're applying for the most important job for that board to have to lead that district, and children are dependent upon you. So you shouldn't go somewhere just because you want a job. And you certainly shouldn't apply to that job just because you want to get your foot in. You should really apply if it resonates with you, that if you had the fortune of getting an interview, if you had the fortune of getting a recommendation or an appointment as a superintendent, that you go there with all of yourself, ready and prepared to work with the board, to follow policy, to make certain that you are able to advocate on behalf of all children, and all meaning all, and that you are totally immersed in the community that you're going to be serving, because it is just that important. So it's not a matter of, I just need to get in, or I just need to have an interview so that I can have that experience. It's really a commitment. It's a commitment that if I do this, if I apply, I'm going to be applying because I know I'm the right person for this job. And if this is the right fit for me and for that board and for that community, if I get this job, I'm going to be the absolute best that I can be. And the outcomes will be measured based on how are the children going to be affected as a result of my having worked here and worked there, and what is that going to look like, not only at the time that you're there, but even after you leave. So it's a big commitment, and that's why you should take it very seriously before applying for any job. You should really know that it takes a lot of work before you apply to make certain that if you apply and if you get that offer, that you're going to do everything in your power to make it better for children, the children that are dependent on you for a better education. I certainly hope that this small tip is going to be beneficial for you. I plan on making several more videos and sharing more tips on leadership. I certainly want to encourage you not only to apply or consider applying for superintendents, but I want to challenge all of you who have a yearning to do more than what you're currently doing, to explore your purpose, to explore what you bring, and to explore your talents in such a way that maybe you've never thought about before. As an executive consultant, I believe I can work with you, I can help you, and I can help you be that person and that leader that you aspire to be. So please, look at vernaruffin.com to learn more about me and to learn more about how we can work together to develop your skills and your talents, and so that you can find your purpose, but very importantly, so that you can continue to shine on this world. We need you in educational environments, and we need you in every single facet of education.